welcome back to Live in Peace Lee. Today we're gonna do things a little bit different. I'll be doing a get ready with me. On this look, on this makeup look that we have is more of a natural glam. All the products will be listed down below, and today's topic is toxic woman. Well, I don't like to call women toxic, power, but toxic traits that some women carry that I've noticed that I've had over the years, and thank the Lord that I'm working on myself every day to become a better version of the person I was than I was yesterday. So let's get into this look. I hope that you enjoy. Okay, so I never really did a get ready with me video before. This is my first time, so bear with me because I have my mirror here and I'm just gonna be looking back and forth. I already primed my face. I used the Lancome La Base primer and also an Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I've been using this for years. It has never failed me, so I'm gonna keep using it. And I just moisturized my lip with the EOS balm. I think this is like pineapple or some flavor like that. I already did my eyebrows. I use the Anastasia, I wish I could find it, Anastasia Beverly Hills in dark brown. And I also used for contouring, I use this concealer. It's MAC and NC 35. So we have our eyebrows in and we are primed, and I'm just gonna go in with my eyeshadow. I like to do my eyes first because it's just a lot more simple for me, and then I just finish the rest of my face. But let's get into the toxic traits of woman. Okay, first things first, it is dismissing red flags. Okay, we're gonna be using the Jaclyn Hill, a little bit soiled because I've been using it all the time, but Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm not going to talk too much about what I'm using because I want to focus on the traits, but I'll list them below. All right, so first things first, dismissing red flags. Now, women tend to dismiss red flags for men because we want the guy that we're with to appear as perfect as possible. Now, I know that I've done that. You meet someone that you're attractive to, maybe he's funny, maybe he's flirty, and you try so hard to dismiss any signs of negativity because you want him to appear to be that great guy for you. And when we do that, we tend to jump into a space of assuming that, hey, this guy will soon be my boyfriend. Now, if a guy doesn't let you know that he wants to be in a relationship with you or that he wants to date you, then don't ever assume that that's what he wants. Guys are very simple, very cut and dry in the things that they want. They already know the type of woman that they want. They already know the type of woman that they want to pursue. And if he doesn't make that clear to you in his actions, in the way that he treats you, and the words that he says, then it is your job to understand that and not make any assumptions. You need to DTR, and that is determine the relationship. If he tells you he's just chilling, not really looking for anything right now, don't assume that he's looking for anything right now. Don't make it in your head to be like, oh, well, I'm the different girl, I'm a bad, and he's definitely gonna want to be with me. I can change him. You can't change anyone that doesn't want to be changed. Okay, so understand that no matter how much or how awesome your bond is, understand that you cannot change him. So, all right, so the next thing I want to talk about is staying after you're welcome. Now, woman, we know when we are in a toxic relationship, we know when things are not going as it should. We know that if we are in a relationship and we are unhappy and things are not going as planned, where you feel happier, probably more single than in the relationship, it is time to go. If he's lying to you and doesn't make any changes, and this is probably his 4th time asking you to forgive him or to take him back, there should be no second take back. Maybe a first take back if you love him, if you think things are good. I'm not an advocate for just running away from a relationship. I like fighting for things that you love, but enough is enough. There comes a point in time where you don't need to be staying in a relationship if it's no longer, you know, nourishing your soul. I have a bit of a story time where I knew that it was time for me to go. I was working as a waitress at the time, and I was working all day, a double shift, like 10 hours. My boyfriend at the time, he was off. Now, I'm assuming that, you know, he had no major plans. We were texting in and out, but it wasn't like frequent texting. Now, all of a sudden, I get a Snapchat message from a friend of mine who was a bartender, and texts me and says, "Your man is over here at the bar." And I was like, he never told me that he was at the bar. He didn't bring it up, like, oh, I'm gonna get something to eat, I'm gonna go get a drink. He didn't bring it up at all. So I was like, okay, if you're telling the truth, you know, you should definitely send a picture. So I'm gonna put my lashes on and I'm gonna be right back, okay? Hey, okay, lashes on, and we're going into the foundation now. Back to the story. So I asked him to send me a picture, and lo and behold, he sent me the picture. And there was my boyfriend sitting at the bar with a female. Now, story gets a little interesting now. So I'm just like, okay. I texted him, I asked him, what are you doing right now? 30 minutes pass, and I don't get a response. But finally, I get a text back from him. And he says, oh, I was just waking up from a nap. Now, obviously this guy's a liar. Obviously you're lying to me. But these be the same guys that want to call you crazy for overreacting. Now, I wish that night I didn't overreact, but I did. Me knowing the situation now, I should have left him a long time ago. I guess you damn right I am crazy for dealing with you, for going through that. You understand? Don't ever let a guy fool you or try to manipulate you into thinking that you are inferior, that you are crazy, that you don't know what you're talking about, when it is obvious that he's the one that's throwing around the disrespect. So that's a toxic trait for staying longer than you're welcome. I know there's plenty of women out there that stay longer than they need to, and that just feeds the toxic relationship more than it needs to be fed. So the next thing I want to talk about is trust. If you know you have trust issues, tread lightly when getting into a relationship. Because when my trust issues were heavy, I still found myself in relationships like, yeah, I trust him, when in fact I really didn't. And lying and the arguments and the disrespect just didn't really help the situation at all, because that's only gonna trigger me to be like, where you at? Who's this girl? Why is this in your phone? Like, and then you end up to the point where you looking through the guy's phone. Now that's like the bottom of the bottom. I did it once. I did, but I don't plan to ever do it again. I don't plan to do it to my boyfriend now or any time in the future. Because if you reach the point where you feel like I need to look through this guy's phone, girl, just go. Just pack up your dignity and just go. We don't need to be doing this no more. Like, we don't need to be playing these types of games. So, next is concealer. I like to use 2 of them. This is Ginger and Caramel, listing below. So if you don't have trust, or if you have trust issues for a fact, don't even bother dealing with. Once you notice a toxic guy in your radar, run, period. Now, when you're in a healthy relationship and you find someone that you love, that you trust, someone that cares for you, dealing with past trust issues can be a little bit difficult. And a healthy relationship is not always a walk through the park. It is, especially for me, it is also unlearning toxic behaviors, which I have been. And it's not always the easiest thing, like I mentioned before, but when you find a partner that's patient with you and that truly cares for you and is understanding of you and who you are as a person, there should be no obstacles in your way as far as like building that trust, even if it's just the reassurance of, oh, let me let her know what I'm doing right now. Let me call her to see how her day is going. Let me check up on her. Let me see her today. Let me make time for this person, because someone who cares for you is going to make time for you, is going to want to see you, is going to want to hear about your day, is going to want to hear about your past just to make your future better. Two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs do not make a right. Some women, when they get a man who might have done them wrong, they feel like, you know what, well, I can do this better. I could cheat on him, I could lie to him, I can do whatever just to get my point across. And that's not something that you want to do. Why even put yourself in a position where, whether it makes you feel good to get back at him, or whether, you know, you feel like you city girls is up 1,000 points, karma is real. Universe is real. God is realer. You understand? So you don't want to ever put yourself in a position. Now I want to make sure I get this right, because I always do like one up, one down, but we're using Fenty Truffle on this one. Okay, so the karma is real. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're lying to get back at this man because he did this to you, even if he betrayed you crazy. Now, that's a whole different topic. But if it's like something this major, like, okay, he cheated on you, you think the best thing for you to just cheat back? Now you're a cheater too. Now you're on the same level as him. Don't stoop low. Aim higher. Be the bigger person. That is definitely a toxic trait, when you feel the need to get back at a man, as far as like cheating back, lying back. If y'all both lying to each other, what are you really doing? Why are we wasting each other's time? You want to build an environment, you want to build a space where you're not lying to someone, where you can trust them wholeheartedly, like, this is my man, he will never lie to me. I don't want to hurt you. You want to build a relationship where someone is your friend. Your man has to be your friend. And would you want to lie to your friend? Would you want to hurt your friend? No, you wouldn't do that. So don't stoop down to his level. Now, one of the close to final points that I want to talk about as we blend is, don't expect him to be the source of your happiness. Now, I understand that some women can be needy, because I myself, I have my moments where I want, you know, some attention, some alone time with bae and things of that nature. But you don't want him to be your sole source of happiness. You want to be able to cultivate happiness on your own and be happy within yourself and do things for yourself, and then your man will be a bonus to that. Your partner will be just a bonus to that. You don't want to sit around like, oh, if my bae is gone, then I'm sad, my world is over. If you leave me, I'ma die. No, you don't want it to be like that. You want for yourself to be happy with or without. But luckily, if you're in a happy relationship, you want to be happy with. But God forbid anything were to happen, you want to be able to be happy on your own. Because when you're not happy on your own and you depend on your man to be your sole source of happiness, when he's gone, when he hurts you, when he decides that he doesn't need you in his life anymore, you're gonna be a depressed mess, period. Like, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I don't want to live anymore, da 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 da, all for a man who probably wasn't even worth it at the time. Not even worth it. And you're sad over him. You're too pretty to be sad. You're too smart to be sad. You're too intelligent. You have ambition. You have courage. Don't put all of your happiness in a man who in 2 seconds can just leave you for somebody else. Now, your man obviously has to make you happy, but let's be honest with ourselves. It's not always that men completely make you happy, unless it's your soulmate, of course, then of course. But no, move on, do what you gotta do, get happy by yourself, do whatever makes you happy. Now, a final point that I want to talk on is stop assuming. Because when you start assuming, it gives you toxic energy. It gives you toxic vibes. And you don't want to be a female that is known for toxic energy. Now, these lines don't really look that straight on my nose, do they? But anyway, yeah. So you don't want to be a woman that's carrying toxic energy. So don't assume. If a guy is out with his friends and maybe he hasn't hit you up in a while, don't assume that he's with a female. Because he could just, phone could have been busy, you know, maybe he's catching up with the homies. Like, you just never really know unless it's proven that this man is doing something that he shouldn't have been doing. Then do not assume. You carry toxic energy when you assume. I know that I have in the past have assumed certain things, like, oh well, he's not texting me back, oh well, he didn't answer me, he's on Instagram, like, you know, things like that. You don't want to be assuming, because you carry toxic energy. And here on my channel, Living in Peace, and what we're about to do is not assume. Okay, so just to reiterate and just to go over a few points, first things first is ignoring the red flags is a toxic trait. Assuming is a toxic trait. Knowing when you don't have trust and you decide to stay in a relationship is a very toxic trait. Also, where the hell? I was looking for this. Staying longer than you're welcome. A woman always leaves before she is left is a toxic trait. And, sorry. 2 wrongs don't make a right is a toxic trait. Now, if you feel that you've been doing any of these, which I'm sure a few of you have, try your best to let go of that toxicity, because you don't want it to follow you. You don't want karma, the universe energy, to follow you into your next relationship. You want your next relationship, or even your current relationships, if you guys are working on things, to be a happy and healthy one. You want to be able to be like, oh, I trust my man, I love my man, I would never want to hurt my man, period. So I'm gonna just finish up this makeup look. We are practically finished. I'm just gonna powder it up real quick, and then I'll just show you the final look with my hair out and everything that's going on with this. So we're just gonna chat a little bit. Happy wife, happy life. Okay, make sure that you're happy within yourself. Can't stress that enough. Life may not be going the way that you want it to, but as long as you have a positive mind frame, you'll be able to conquer anything. No one should be able to make you feel inferior without your consent, period. Spent many years feeling like I wasn't good enough in certain cases because of a guy. Me? Nah, honey. Nah, honey. Alrighty. Gonna go on with this. I usually like to use powder-based products on my face, because I mentioned in my skincare video that I have oily skin, so the powder makes me have like a matte finish, which I absolutely love and adore. I'm just gonna finish up with some mascara and some highlighter, and then we're gonna lip gloss it up. Going with this. very calm, natural look. Like this is like a go-to for me. Like I'll play around with colors here and there, but if I'm doing like a regular go out, movie night, dinner, I usually tend to go for something like this. Alrighty, so now do some mascara on the bottom lashes. Do my mascara after I do my highlighter. Oh no, no, no. Not too crazy about mascara on the bottom, but it completes the look. And I forgot to add highlighter to my nose. I might have put too much there. Now I'm put some lip gloss and I'll be right back to you. Hey, I'm back and this is the finished look. Just a natural glow. I love this look. Like you can literally go anywhere with it any time of day, morning or night. I'm more of a simple girl, so I don't like too much colors here and there, but I'm willing to venture out and try sometimes. For my lips, all I did was just a lip liner and lip gloss pairing. Will be listed down below. I hope you enjoyed this get ready with me and the topic we talked about, and I hope that you all live in peace. It was great filming this for you. Have a great day.